let's see. Wait for it to go up. There we go. Excellent connection on one. And I'm just waiting on the other one. And let's see where we are. And I'm not going to worry about rushing too much tonight. I always worry about starting right away. And there's almost never anybody here right away, to be honest. It just about never happens. So I don't know why I get so stressed out about it. Because I don't think it really matters. Okay, so I've got good connection. I see video on both. Let's get social stream up. Oh, I think this is working now. Let's just verify. There we are. Okay. Do we see it? We do. All right, so now I need to go to sources, and I need to select this one. Should be live, and it is. Activate. There she is. Oh, I gotta switch my speaker on so I can actually hear. See, they haven't fixed that, at least not in this release. Maybe the next one. And select source, and there it is. Activate. We're gonna put that right there, and we'll go to live. Okay, so now I need to go here, and I need to activate the actual bloop. There it is. Let's make sure I see. Okay, they're both on live chat. Perfect. Let's make sure. Let's view is right there, and we're good. And then social stream, I need to find, I believe it's this. It is. All right. Yes. Did I get emails for each account? I did. So the only thing left I have to do is test one. I heard it. And did I see it? I did indeed. And then we will do, this will be test 2. And it is showing on the other account. And finally, TEST space 3. Bang! We are good. I can close all these windows. Wait, can I? Yes, I can close that window. I can close this window. I can move these windows over so that they're lined up. And I think my speaker, my thing's on. I can hear. Yeah, all right. Okay. We're good. Oh, I do have to I forgot to post the blue sky, so bear with me a moment. You'll see, uh-oh. Oh, I was going to say, why aren't you seeing anything? That's why. You see it. I'm going to warn, wait, hold on. Where's the little thing that tells me? Not that. No, not that. Where's the thing that said, no, not that. Where's the thing that tells you? There it is, participants. It's to the far right. Okay, so far there's nobody here, which I somewhat guessed. Or it's delayed, I don't know. Either of them. All right, let me let me copy this. Oh, this is going to be a stream. Let me tell you. This is going to be some kind of stream. Now, you may notice I sound a little off. It is, and your first thought might be drunk or something. No, not drunk. No illegal substances involved. But last week, my mother-in-law did me a huge favor and gave me a ride because I didn't have my car at the time. And when I got in the car, she was wearing a mask and she sounded sick. And luckily I had my mask with me as well, so I put my mask on. But she asked me, after we got back, she said, oh, do you have any COVID tests? Because I just want to make sure, because I've been sick for a couple days, and I just want to rule this out because I'm supposed to be going to dinner in a couple days, or in a day. And I want to make sure that it isn't COVID. I said, sure, I have COVID tests, because I always keep COVID tests stocked up. It's just, for me, they've been free for so long, who cares? So keep some around. So I gave her a test. She tested and immediately came back ultra positive because it was very red. So I thought, oh boy. But you know what? I felt fine the next day. Next day I got my COVID booster for the new 25-26 strain. And I got my flu shot. But I felt otherwise fairly normal. My arm hurt, of course. And I think maybe on Saturday I felt a little weird, but I figured, oh, it's just a shot. And then I felt fine. Saturday, Sunday, I should say Saturday And most of Sunday I felt fine, but my wife got sick. And, didn't have much of an appetite and whatever. But I thought, okay, well, but it didn't sound like COVID. So I didn't think anything of it. So this morning, I should say last night, I started to feel cotton-mouthy. I have a great appetite, so I have no appetite problem. But I started to feel cotton-mouthy. And I went, well, if it's a cold, that does happen. So I didn't think too much of it. And then I woke up and I felt kind of off. So I thought, well, like I said, I have COVID tests. I figured I'll take a test. Why not? I'll just take it. See what it says. And it came back negative. So I thought, okay, took test, just as a precaution. And looks like I'm okay. Right? So just for no real reason, I said to my wife, I said, hey, why don't you, I said, did you take a test? And she said, no, I'm feeling better, so I really don't think I need to. And I said, well, why don't you take it just to be on the safe side? Why not? Just in case, because you can be feeling better, but, it's good to know, because then it's kind of like, well, then that tells me too. And sure enough, now she did not come back with as much of a red line as her mother did, so I think she had a milder case. But now, you can hear my voice is off. I feel weird. I don't feel bad. Wow. Boy, I don't feel bad. Nothing like saying it like I'm slurring my words. I don't feel awful, but I definitely, like, my left eye is sort of hot and burning, sort of. But that also sometimes happens just from work, because I sit in front of a computer for a lot of the time, most days. So that's not unusual, but now I'm sitting here going, So my wife actually used up the last of our COVID tests when she tested herself about an hour ago. So she's going to get me some of those. She's going to pick some tests up for me. And I'm just betting that when I take it the second time, I mean, if somehow my mother-in-law, who I was in the car with for about 20 minutes, masked, granted, but still in the car, and then my wife has it, and I somehow don't, I'm not going to play the lotto, because that's amazing. That would be a stroke of luck, and a half, and another half, and another half. So this is all a very, very long way of saying this stream may not be all that long. I'm not going to worry about yawning, because I still wanted to do the stream, because I don't feel terrible. I've been drinking tea, been hydrating, took my vitamin D. Like, I'm doing the things you're supposed to do, And I still wear a mask at my job, and I have the whole time ever since COVID happened. I've never stopped wearing a mask. So at the very least, I feel good that I'm not, I didn't see that many people today at work, but anybody I did see should be relatively protected, because I don't, mostly because a lot of people. And this was true before COVID. It's still true. There's something on the screen. Sorry about this. I just want to see where that is, because my pencil was running into it. A lot of people come into work sick, just general sick, and I just can't wrap my head around that. If you're sick, stay home. What is this? Hold on. Where is it? Okay, it's right there. I can feel where it is. It's on this weird spot of the screen. Just trying to see if there's something there I can feel, because I don't see anything but the pencil. Oh, wait. You know what? Yes, I do. I do see it. I had to really get it at a hard angle. Hold on. Get my cloth here. I do see it. I see it. So I'm going to try to get it here. That's it. Breathe my germs onto the iPad. Why not? Did I get it? I think I got it. Yeah, I don't see it now. It's just a little smudge of something. I mean, that's the problem with a touch screen device, right? You're touching it constantly, and a lot of people aren't that careful with their hands. I'm just checking to make sure there's nothing on the actual Apple Pencil tip. Hold on. I don't think so. We're good. Yeah, I think we're okay. Let me see now. Hold on. Oh, there's still something right there. It's like a rough spot right in that one area. Hold on. I'm trying to just look at it. Oh, yeah. I see it. I got some of it. I just didn't get all of it. Yeah, it's like a little... Yeah, something's on there. Oh, my nose is running now. Anyway, let me keep going here. It's fine. It's only in that one area. It's not going to interfere with anything. So, yeah, I'm just betting that I've got it. It's just fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm not concerned. I've gotten all my boosters. If I have it again, I'm pretty confident it'll be mild. It's just one of those things where... Because when I went to get my... when I went to get the booster for this one, I was talking to the pharmacist, and, you know, I'm always kind of curious what people who actually deal with this stuff say and everything, and I said something about, you know... And I specifically use certain terms because I want to see how people respond to them. So I said to her, yeah... I want to get my booster now because I see it's coming back around again. And she said it never left. I'm like, somebody who's paying attention. That was her immediate response is, well, it never actually left. I'm like, okay, this is good. This is what I want out of my medical people. People who actually, you know, pay attention to the science. There's a real shortage of that in this country right now. We're not going to get started on that. I'm just saying there's a real shortage of that right now. So I was very happy that the pharmacist right away corrected me and said, well, it never really left. And I'm like, you are correct. And I said, thank you very much. I said, I'm glad to hear from somebody who is paying attention. And, yeah. You know, if you were in the last stream, well, there's nobody here, so I'm talking to nobody. I had said I was going to do each of these cells individually, but then over the weekend I was rethinking that because I've drawn, you can see I've drawn a bunch more since the last stream if you were here for it. And I really feel like, yeah, I don't need to draw all these. I'm going to draw basically half of them and then just move them over, which is exactly what I think Heroes Forever suggested. Or basically said, really, you're just going to draw all those by hand? Isn't that going to take forever? You know what, Heroes? You were right. You were right. So I'm going to try to be smart. Because there really is nothing to be served by redoing all these. It's not like anybody's going to really see them. Especially in this image, they're going to be behind stuff. But even if they did, so what? People repeat stuff all the time. You know, why am I putting forth... Why am I... what's the word for it? Why am I expending effort on something that no one's going to see? Because it's not going to serve any purpose. You know, effort is only really worth expending if there's a reason to expend it. But if you're doing it for no gain, then what are you doing? So, yeah. But like I said, this is probably going to be a drink of water. I want to make sure I'm staying well hydrated. This will likely be a short stream, probably. I mean, just sitting here, I'm thinking it might be a 30-minute stream, which I'm sorry about. But I am clearly not at my best here. The good news is, and I don't know, I haven't read anything about this, the current kind of circulating strain of COVID, so I don't know if... I haven't lost my taste of anything. And I haven't lost my appetite, which I'm really happy about because, I mean, I could stand to lose a few pounds, but that was kind of the thing I was waiting for. I'm like, oh, am I going to lose my appetite? Because I like food. But thus far, that has not been a problem. So even if I test positive, I don't think in my case, I'm going to have an appetite problem. So far, everything is as it should be. I mean, it's not. I don't feel well. So either I just have a cold, which sucks, or I do have COVID again, which also sucks because I just got the booster. If it had just been 2 weeks later, I would probably be less likely to get it and probably in a better state with it. But I'm not going to complain. We'll see if it gets any worse. But if this is the worst that it is, I really can't complain. First time I had COVID, it was definitely worse than this. Actually, I should say the first time. The only other time I've had COVID, I think I've only had it once. If this is COVID again, this is only my second time having it, which I know people who've certainly had it more than twice. Those people also tend not to wear masks and get boosters, so I'm not saying there's a correlation, but I'm betting there's a correlation. But I don't want to make this a stream where I'm lecturing anybody, so everybody has to make their own decisions as far as their health goes. I want to state that very clearly, because some people, the minute you start talking about this stuff, they're going to say, oh, what, you think people should be forced to get vaccinations? No, I do not. I don't think anybody should be forced to make any decision about their health that they are not completely comfortable with. I would say that with no hesitation. I do think that, I don't know about the rest of the world. I can't speak to places I don't live. But certainly in the United States, I am bothered. That's a good way to say it. I am bothered. Oh, I'm sorry about the yawn. I am bothered by this running nose. Now I've got the running nose. I didn't have it all day. Of course, now I have it. I am bothered by the amount of people who act very selfishly. That bothers me. So that's about as much as I'll say about it. Is I do find that we have a real, well, only my opinion and my safety and comfort matter. And then I do have a problem with. I think that's a really, really pathetic way to exist. So, but I don't want anybody to confuse what I'm saying with, because there were people during the pandemic, I remember saying that everybody should be forced to get shots, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to get behind that. It's just, there's way too many ways that can go wrong. And there are populations of people, for good reason, who are suspicious. There are populations of people for bad and stupid reasons who are suspicious of the government giving out shots and mandating shots. But there are also groups of people for whom the idea of being forced to do something medically is backed up by a bad history, and so I don't blame them if they're not trusting when stuff like that's going on. So that's why I would never back that. I would hope most people would. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case either. I don't think most people actually do keep up with the boosters, and there's even the flu vaccine. Even just the flu vaccine. The amount of people who don't get a flu vaccine, that's astonishing to me, because I've had the flu twice. Both times, it was far worse than COVID. And both times I got it, I did not get a flu shot. The times that I've gotten a flu shot, like last year, I may have mentioned this, last year, my wife decided not to get the flu shot. I did. She got the flu. It knocked her down for 2 days straight. And my wife never goes down for 2 days and is, not active. And I had the sniffles for a day. And I can't possibly help, but attribute that to the flu vaccine. The flu shot. It's not a vaccine. It's a flu shot. Oh my God, my nose is just itching like mad. Man. That's actually the worst part of a runny nose. It's not the fact that it's running. It's not the stuffiness. It's the itching. I don't know if everybody gets an itchy nose when their nose is running, but I sure do. And it's really annoying. It's really annoying. More than anything else, that's what annoys me. Anyway. So that's why I sound a lot different, and I know I'm flaky. Like, I can tell my brain is sort of in a weird state. I don't think it's brain fog. I don't think it's anything like that. I don't think it's COVID-induced. I think it's just my general kind of loopiness when I get sick, which I am well known to be a loopy sick person. That I kind of get wacky when I'm sick. It's just how I react to it, I guess. So, if I sound... I mean, I literally a couple times today just kind of like almost toppled over. Like my balance was off. It's just how it is. But it's nothing serious. I keep an eye out for stuff like that. Actually, you know what? You know what I should do? You know what I should do? I'm going to do... I'll do it after the stream. I'm going to stream for another 10 minutes. I'm going to end it. I was going to say I should take my blood oxygen level just to be on the safe side. But I can do it after the stream. I have one of those little... One of the good little O2 meters. And I will take it. I do like to keep track of things. I just like to know what my numbers are. I think you can drive yourself crazy if you overanalyze things, but I think it's good to have a baseline awareness of where you normally are. And I've always been good on was it blood oxygen level, SpO2 levels? I think that's what they're called, SpO2s. My levels have always been pretty good, really. I really shouldn't complain. I'm always in the 98, 99, 100, and that's what you want. So... One of the few times I can say on a test that I hit the 98th, 99th, and 100th percentile. It doesn't happen often. Oh, hold on a minute. What's this? I saw a message pop in. What is... Whoa, man. Jeez. What is this? Oh, this is only for... What is this? Oh, okay, I'm not going to worry about that. Sorry, I got an alert for the OS for my retro handheld, the Ambernic RG40XXV. Or, I guess if I want to do it phonetically, it would be the Romeo Golf 40 X-Ray X-Ray Victor. See? Brain's not that foggy. I remember that part. Which is, I just love that thing. I love that thing. I've tried a lot of these kind of retro handhelds out. A number of them. And Raspberry Pis. I've tried... Not everything. There's so many. I'm not going to spend that much money. But I've tried a fair amount of these. And I got to tell you, that RG40XXV, ooh, it's a nice handheld. I just really like it. Way more than I expected to. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. Eventually, I should have... It's like, eventually you're going to find one that works. So I shouldn't be too surprised. But I really like it. I really like it. And the OS I use for it is called Newly, Kilo November. Ooh, what's you? What is you? Hold on, I gotta look this up. What is you? I feel like I should know what you is. Military phonetics. Hold on. Phonetics, here it is. What is you? Military. The NATO phonetic alphabet. All right, that's the one I use. Uniform. Just in case you're curious, I'm going to read these to you. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India, Juliet, Kilo, Lima, Mike, November, Oscar, Papa, Quebec, Romeo, Sierra, Tango, Uniform, Victor, Whiskey, X-Ray, Yankee, Zulu. So, in my case, the OS I use, there's really two that are the big ones. One is MuOS, which would be Mike, Uniform, Oscar, Sierra. That's one a lot of people like. But I tend to like the Newly, which is Kilo, November, Uniform, Llama, India. That's the one I like. And I'm on a list for like a mailing list, or an alert list, whatever they call it, for when they have a new release. So they just came out with a new release, but it sounds like it's specific to a couple of handhelds, and I don't have either of those. So either way, I believe they've now instituted over-the-air updates, so I can probably get it without having to flash the firmware, which would be nice. I appreciate that ability. It's nice not to have to rewrite it, even though I'm using a dual SD card setup, so it's really pretty minimal. Even if I did have to flash the firmware, it would not be that tricky. Not like it was on, oh man, there was one handheld I had, and the amount of work. Oh, the amount of work I put in trying to get that thing to work properly. And it never quite did. So and the other thing is, like a lot of stuff, the amount of advancement that these handhelds have gone through in just a few years is really impressive. I mean, that Ambernic is a beautiful piece of hardware for what it is. And it's not that expensive for what it can do. It can play up through, I want to say Dreamcast. And it is, I mean, with the tariffs and all the crap going on in the US, it's more than it was. Right now, I think it's going for about $70. Which is not how much I got mine for. I think mine was $50 with the SD cards and everything. But that was before, I got it right before all the tariff stuff kicked in. So I got lucky. Now, like I said, I've seen it, if you can even get it, because I know some things aren't being shipped in from, because it's a Chinese manufacturer. So I don't even know if you can get it right now. I mean, I know you can get it on Amazon to pay a premium. But, oh man, if you are at all looking for a handheld, Game Boy style handheld, which is exactly what I wanted, that thing is magnificent. It is just fantastic. Just great. So, yeah. The Ambernic RG40 XXV, or Romeo Golf Romeo Golf 40 X-Ray Victor. Great little handheld. Like I said, unless you're really in a rush, you may want to wait and get it when it finally comes down. I do think at some point these prices are going to start bottoming out a little bit. I really do. So, but for right now, you're going to pay a premium, which is unfortunate because, like I said, I did a, I believe I did a short review on my show about it because I really was happy with it. Because I tried horizontals. Sorry, I didn't mean to shoot my voice way up. I tried horizontal handhelds. They're fine. I didn't hate them exactly. But I'm just... a vertical handheld is much more my speed. So I really... And the trick with verticals often is the back triggers. Those can make or break them. And I've had some really bad ones with some awful placement that would just cramp your hand way up. And the Ambernic has them, I think, placed fairly perfectly. Now, that's a very, very, very individual thing. It's kind of like how some people think the Xbox controller is the best video game controller, and I hate the Xbox controller. I think the DualShock is the best video game controller, and there's people who think the opposite. So when it comes to comfort and ergonomics and all that stuff, it's a very, very specifically individualized thing. So it's one of the reasons I do tend to recommend people, just for the return policy with Amazon. It's so easy. So if you're really not sure, unfortunately, these are not devices you can just go into a store and try in most places anyway. And I think that's unfortunate because I think with something like a handheld, ergonomics are so important to how that's going to work for you that I really think you have to be sure that the thing is going to work for you long term. You don't want to end up hurting your hand playing it. Actually, let me take a look. I'm curious about something. Oh, we're coming up on the 30-minute mark anyway. Oh, man, my nose really is running now. It was not running all day. All day. Oh, sorry. My voice is starting to go, too. The magic combo. Everything's falling apart. Let me just see what Ambernic's return policy is. Maybe it's very good. I could be wrong. I mean, the nice part about Ambernic is they have so many options that even if you didn't like one... Let's see. Ambernic products can be refunded within 15 days after delivery date. Only available in US, EU. Return and exchange services are not yet available. Okay. Once the item is returned for inspection, the refund process will begin. Yeah, see, I mean, you could probably not even have to refund it. You could probably find another handheld they make that you actually like, because they make so many different ones. They make one that looks like it's like a Game Boy Advance, where it's got the, or no, sorry, not the, like the DS, where it's got the 2 screens. They make bigger, smaller ones, horizontal ones for that orientation, because I know some people are much bigger on the horizontal thing than certainly I am. So they have lots of options. By the way, I don't get any kickbacks from Ambernick if this is starting to sound like a stealth commercial. It's not really. It's just that, I tried so many of these things and really didn't connect with any of them until the Ambernick, so I really don't shut up about it, because I think the ergonomics are so specifically good. I'm sure there's other ones like it that are good too. Like there are others. There's Analog Pocket. I can't remember the names of all of them. There's some other ones. So it's not like they're the only game in town. You can definitely shop around and find different stuff. And depending on what you're trying to do, like the one I have, the 40XXV, that only has 1 analog stick. So if you want 2 for like PlayStation 2 or something where you want 2 analog sticks, then this is not your best option. The only stuff I play, I'm a pixel art gamer. So even the stuff I play on the PlayStation generally doesn't need the stick. Like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which a game that I astonishingly never finished. When I played it when I was younger, I remember I played it, I don't even remember what boss I stopped on. And I just gave up on it, and then other games came out and I never got back to it. It's a phenomenal game. I mean, a classic. Never played it. Until now, I just beat it the first way. And the castle has just reversed itself. I'm not going to worry about spoiling a game that's, I don't even know how old now. But for the first time in my entire life, I have flipped the castle in Symphony of the Night. This is going to take me a while. Oh boy. That's okay. That's okay. But I'm going to bring the stream to a close momentarily, because I am not 100% here. I'm sure you can tell, but I'm going to finish this one little slice. I'm getting this slice finished. I want to finish one of these things before the stream is out, and I'm going to, everybody. It's going to happen. I'm going to finish this thing. Unless my internet goes out or I drop dead right now, I'm finishing this thing. And I have no reason to believe either of those things is going to happen imminently. If you hear anything to the contrary, thanks for being here. But like I said, I don't think so. I think I'm just about done. And then I'm going to, what time is it? Well, I can't take NyQuil yet. Way too early, so I guess I'll take some DayQuil. And then see how I sleep, because I don't know how the rest of you sleep if you have stuffy noses, but I tend not to sleep all that great. So we shall see. Well, look at that. We got one done. Amazing. One down. One down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to go. And then I probably will duplicate it, because all these will take forever. But I apologize, everybody. I'm going to call it quits early, because I think my voice is even going. Like, it sounds like I'm getting both raspier and nasally at the same time. And you know what? Nobody wants that. So I'm gonna call it quits here. So like I said, I apologize, because if I had any idea I was going to be getting sick, I mean, of course, if I had any idea, then I probably would have tried to do some streaming over the weekend, because I did have some pockets of time. But I just thought, what I wasn't thinking. You never think you're going to get sick. It's just that simple. So, just bad luck. So anyway, wow, where was I going with that? I can't. My ability to focus is flying away like a little bird. Anyhow, I will remember to tell you that if there is a creator that you value in your life, try to support that person in whatever way you can. I'm going to get a quick sip of water, because my throat is just dry. Very nice. Because creators, I mean, I don't know, I'm not going to get too far into this, but I'm sure some of you, if you see this, have heard about the restricted mode thing that's hammering a lot of YouTube creators. People who are, not exactly raking in billions of dollars anyway. Now YouTube has found a new way to make their lives even more difficult. So there's that. But just in general, being a creative person and trying to make a living at it is not easy. So go find a creator. Not me, I'm fine. Outside of my nasal problems, I'm fine. But go find a creator whose work you enjoy and take the time to reach out and tell them that you appreciate their work, reshare, repost their work, send them a note, put their work somewhere with their permission, of course, that other people can see it. And if you can donate monetarily to them, I'm sure they would appreciate that. But we do tend to default to, oh, well, if I can't donate money, then what's the point? They're not going to care about just a comment or whatever. And I can tell you from direct personal experience, that's not true. That the personal comment, just the little quick line saying, hey, I really like your work, or it's brightened my day, or whatever, that stuff goes a long way. It really does. So if you can do something like that, I would advise you to do it. But I have got to go take some... my left eye is just bothering me. It's just bothering me. So before I disintegrate into shreds of leaves here and blow away in the wind, I'm going to bring this stream to a close. So I apologize for it being a little bit shorter. I hope none of you are sick. I hope everybody out there, whenever, however, wherever you see this, I hope you're doing well. And do get your shots, everybody. Please get your shots unless you're immunocompromised in a way where it's not feasible. Vaccines are not going to give you autism. They're not going to hurt you unless you have a specific allergy against them. And nobody wants to be sick, and nobody wants to make other people sick. So I'm sorry if it's a soapbox and you don't want to hear it, but just please take care of yourselves. You know what? Here's what it is. I'll tell you, this is actually easier. Forget what I just said. Follow the advice of your doctor. Nobody else. Nobody else. Not me, not nobody else. Talk to your doctor, make your decisions with the person who understands where you are health-wise. Do that so that you're healthier and the people around you are healthier. On that note, I'm going to shut up because I don't want to turn this into a discussion on health and all the rest of it. So thank you for being here. Hope all of you are doing well. And until the next stream, I hope it'll be next week at this time. I hope this is not going to last for long. But until whenever the next stream is, thanks for hanging out for a while and take care.